Welcome to the Wild Magic Podcast Season 1, The Rise of the Shine Brigade. This episode contains explicit language not suited for sprouts, tots, or toadstools. Trigger warnings and music credits can be found in the description below.
Shine Brigade. Last time we left off, you encountered the villainous Richard Oak, who captured everybody in a horrible mass of vines that spread and grabbed, and 3 of the Shine Brigade members were trapped underneath his clutches. Recklin, making a move to check out the HVAC system and some mysterious happenings with why the red crystals seem to be acting a little bit weird, dodged this initial attack along with Griffin, who was obsessively watching over a group of caterers to make sure that nothing fishy was going on.
Yeah, don't trust him.
Recklin burst through the doors from the bottom floor up to the first floor to meet up with Griffin, where they met up with Pony Puffy Pants. The 3 then descended down into the dark halls, where they encountered a mass of vines. Freeing their 3 companions thanks to the help of a wall of force, the room went dark, so pitch dark that it seems as though the darkness stretches into infinity. You hear the dragging of a sword along the ground. You hear labored breathing. First up on the initiative order is going to be Triple P. Triple P is going to walk over to you, Delilah. You're going to need to keep them safe if anything happens. Form of green light. Invulnerability. A flowing orb of green light appears around you. You get the benefits of Globe of Invulnerability. So this shimmering barrier blocks spells and area of effect spells from outside of its radius from connecting with you. As long as Triple P has concentration, you have that up.
It's a radius of 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is going to be Richter's turn. You hear the sword drag, and Griffin, this figure sort of approaches the center console. He doesn't seem to be able to see you, but you see this occasional pulsating light of void energy that sort of glistens around his body, sort of like water. He's going to make 2 strikes against you.
Did we actually describe where we are?
Yes, let's go ahead and have a moment to describe where everybody is. So you, the Shine Brigade, are nearest to the stage where the orchestra was playing at the beginning of the fight. You are sort of between the stage and the central shine capacitor that jettisons throughout the center of the entire building. On the opposite side of that, last you saw him, Richard Oak was on the opposite side of the stage, the opposite side of the room, adjacent to the central shine capacitor. So Shine Brigade, if you'd like to, you can describe where you are, what you're doing.
Michael is right next to Triple P. He's just been freed from the vines and is currently waiting for the wall of force to go down.
Griff is working on the center console. I think he's been pretty tied up in that, trying to make it work, get it to work, and finally got this dang thing on, and has made the room go pitch black, so that's where his concentration is right now.
Nice is kind of crouched down, unable to see and just wanting to be careful, but noticing the small torchlight from Recklin has gravitated a little bit closer to him.
Yeah, I think so. Recklin is behind Anise, having just cut Anise out, just kind of trying to cluster the light, get some sort of source of light going for the rest of them as they get prepared, and mentally thinking whether or not he wants to drop concentration on this thing to detect magic, or whether or not we're going to have this darkness maybe drop. He's uncertain.
And Delilah is kind of standing slumped in between the rest of the group, and she is currently feeling the immense weight of responsibility with which Triple P just bestowed upon her of keeping everyone here safe.
Richard Oak drags the sunflower sword, this wonderfully ornate sword of heroes, along the ground. You see small beads of light of sparks pop up from the floor. Richard approaches you, Griff, at the center console. He can't see you. He's darting around wildly. You have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see his eyes are just a mess of flittering back and forth. It seems like they're bouncing around like he's panicked or like something's going wrong inside of his head. And he's going to take 2 strikes at you with disadvantage.
Nice.
The first one is going to be a 14 versus your armor class.
That will not hit.
Okay. The first one swings wide, disappearing into the night. Oh, the second one is going to be a 22.
Oh, that'll hit.
So, Griff, I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw.
Alright, treat me right. Ooh, that's a 12.
Okay, so you are grappled by growing vines. You see this flash of green light that permeates throughout the ground, and then these vines grow up and wrap around you. So you're grappled, you're not restrained.
Okay.
You also, in addition to that, will take 10 points of slashing damage.
At least I dodged one of them.
Griff, off of that, it's going to be your turn.
I think this should work, but let me run it by you. Can I Misty Step out of a grapple? It's just a verbal component, so...
Yes, if it says that it's a verbal component, then I think that's totally reasonable.
Okay, in that case, I will blink 30 feet away from him. And I'll just kind of come back and hide maybe in the corner. Maybe I'll go up on the stage, get some high ground up there. Seems kind of safe, like there might be some places to hide there. Oh, I guess the room has changed. Is there still a stage available?
Oh, that's a great point. There's
Or is
no
it
stage
just-
available to you. The entire room has changed to a massive void nothingness.
Okay, in that case, I'll just blink into the nothingness 30 feet away.
Okay, so there is still like a wall, so you blink as far back as you can, and
Yeah.
you sort of like feel it. It's like a little bit strange. It's like it seems as though there should be something there, or that there should be nothing there, and then like you place your hand on solid wall.
So I'm kind of coming back against the boundaries of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so up against the boundaries, I will then cast Fairy Fire on Richter, and as I do that, I will say, Indigo Light, light it up. And I will just let him see if I can get him to be like visible in this darkness.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a dexterity saving throw for him.
Dexterity saving throw. Got it. He rolled a 19.
Yeah, that'll pass.
Okay.
Are all the other objects in the area of effect still illuminated though?
If there are objects, but I don't know if
So-
there would be any objects that count since it's just a dark void of nothing.
There is like the floor. There's the console and the central shine capacitor.
Okay, in that case, I think the center console would be lit up,
Okay.
and like the floor around Richter would probably be a light too, if you would allow that.
Source, sure. Sort of like this magical forest bioluminescent effect, a very thin mist of fairy fire.
Yeah, and it's dim light, so
Okay.
it's a 20-foot radius, and it casts that in another 5 feet.
Gotcha.
Around that. Yeah.
Great. The rest of the Shine Brigade, you see that Richter is slightly illuminated in this dim light. It sort of gives him this from below glow that makes his face look even more menacing. Griff, is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that'll be it for me.
Okay, Delilah, you're up next.
Is that wall of force still up, by the way?
The wall force has dropped.
Okay, so
Yes.
I believe I last turn had ready in action.
That's right, yes. So you have the ready to action. Go ahead.
I
and
had it
use
ready,
that
just
now.
there's a fire bolt, but I had it ready, so I'm going to do that. 7 to hit.
7 does not hit. Yeah,
Okay,
unfortunately.
got that one.
Okay.
Get it out of the way early.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was worth it. We got
It's
that.
a warning shot. Next time, next one will hit. Yeah, it's just kind of like I think Recklin is ready. Like kind of like it's like you over get too psyched out about it. You're like, okay, like the moment I see him, the moment I see him, the moment I see him, the moment I see him. Red light, gotta go fire! And he just kind of and just kind of follows these. Oh shit, I wasn't ready. Okay, okay.
Recklin, go ahead and make a perception check off of that.
What? My dice is starting to betray me. What's happening to my sweetheart rolls? It's not fair.
Is Reckon looking a little...
No, unshakable, unshakable. It's not true. I'm not shaken. That's wrong. It's a perception. That's an 8.
An 8. So yeah, you just see what everybody else sees, this very deep darkness.
Denise, also, did you have a held action?
Yes.
Yes, I did have a held action, but question.
Yes.
With Griff's move just now, do the rest of us without dark vision? Are we able to see Richter at this point?
Yes, you can see a dim illumination.
Okay. I had prepared when I can see Richter to cast Hold Person.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anise is going to, seeing him, right? Recklin fires off this firebolt and she straightens up around the same time and then throws forward a hand and brief flash of green as one gauntlet bracer comes over her right hand. She says, Light of time, halt their progress. Casting Hold Person, that will be a Wisdom save,
A wisdom
DC
saving throw.
14.
14. that is going to be a 3. However, Richter is going to use one of his legendary resistances
Yeah.
to withhold against that. You see that sort of, as your whole person, your green, sort of coalesces around him, the void energy sort of seeps off of him and mixes with your spell and just dissipates it.
Hey, we're just getting stuff out.
I think Anise lets out a little as this happens, and the green light is dissipated by the void energy. Very briefly, like the bright green on her one gauntleted hand briefly gets void energy before she has to drop it.
Okay, so off of that, it is going to be Delilah's turn.
Delilah's like, protect everyone. Keep everyone protected. Protect everyone. Keep everyone protected. No need to protect everyone if he's dead. And Delilah is on her spiritual base that she channeled before the Wall of Force fell. She's going to start strumming on it, and through it, she's going to conjure this blue energy, kind of like bounces up and down along the vibrations of the guitar strings. And then she like points the base towards Richter, and from it is going to shoot this spear of blue light. She's going to cast Guiding Bolt at Richter. That is going to be a 21 versus armor class.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Great. I rolled 2 6s and 2 3s, so that is 18 damage on the Guiding Bolt.
Woof.
And then kind of following that up. So what I imagine is that spear of blue light slams into Richter, and I know with the void light, the light interacts differently with him, but I imagine as this light kind of slams into him, it draws some of the energy, it kind of decays some of the energy.
Yeah, so as the guiding bolt hits, you actually see some of his form seems to fly out from him and disappear into the air.
Well, actually, because Guiding Bolt gives me advantage on the next attack.
Yeah.
And so I imagine this energy decays, and the energy that is decayed from that turns into this like yellow light, which empowers Delilah.
Sure.
As she then takes her base and, strumming on it even more, throws it straight at Richter, throwing her spiritual weapon as her bonus action.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So that is going to be a 11 versus. Oh wait, I have advantage. 22 versus armor.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that'll
huge. That's massive.
Baby.
Another 7
7
radiant damage to Richter.
Yes. So you do both of these things, and yes, what you described does happen, but also detail-wise, it seems like as he takes damage, parts of his essence seem to leave his very form. He takes hits, and you hear his labored breath. He's going to take one of his legendary actions, unless you have movement to take.
Unless I have movement to take. I can't see where I'm moving is the problem. Because Recklin has Flaming Sword. Michael, did you cast light on yourself?
Yeah, there's 5 feet of light only on me.
Okay.
It's just a spotlight on Michael.
I think because here's Michael, here's Rec, and I can kind of see a little bit of light off of both of them. So I think Delilah would probably not going to be good for the party. I know I should move away from everyone, but I think Delilah is going to kind of move back.
And you're staying within the globe of invulnerability?
Oh, yeah, because it's not going to move with me. So, yeah, so I guess Delilah is just going to edge up against it. Great, yep, we're all, hopefully, whatever he does.
So the listeners
counts.
know we're all in a
Legendary
wonderful
action counts. Yep.
cluster
Well,
for any big cones or fireballs.
It's a good thing the globe is out.
Yeah, if it's a spell of 5th level or lower, we're not affected by
Okay,
it.
you're right.
And,
You're right.
also it's dark, so we're okay, right? Right.
Yeah.
Richter is going to spot Pony Puffy Pants, and he's going to lumber towards him.
Well, he gets to go down.
Yeah, he's taking a legendary action. He's gonna say, "How could you? How could you?" He's gonna slash at Pony Puffy Pants with the Sunflower Sword
Who has
Make a wisdom saving throw.
for
Because there is sanctuary on Triple P.
Sanctuary Wisdom saving throw. That is going to be a 19.
It beats DC.
Okay.
Sounds
Damn
like bad
shot.
wisdom. No.
He's going to take a strike at Triple P. That is going to miss, actually.
Ah.
Yeah, and that is going to be his legendary action.
Not so legendary now, is it, buddy?
Let's fucking go.
Your wisdom modifier must be low if you're attacking us.
Ooh.
You laugh now.
Yeah,
So that is going to be Anise next on the initiative order.
Okay. Those of us without dark vision
The lights.
cannot see him, right? Or
He's still, I think, in the light.
Yes, he is.
Right.
So he is actually he's
No, I
moved
didn't.
he's moved
Oh, yeah,
outside of the
okay.
fairy fire into the light that Michael is currently casting. That he currently has illuminated around him.
Okay.
Yes.
okay.
I have a tiny little smiling night light that I've tied around my head.
That's cute.
As Richter gets closer to Triple P, I think Anise is going to step up, and as she walks forward toward him, she has her armor manifesting into form, starting from the gauntlet that already was there and just enveloping her body. She walks forward. As she does, she's going to approach him and say, "The light of time is with me now," and cast Shield of Faith on herself. That's going to happen. And then she is going to whip her left arm down. As she does, this flail just manifests out of green energy in her hand, and she swings it and comes down at him. And she's actually going to come down on his sword hand, if possible, to try to disarm him.
Sure. So you're making a targeted attack, which will make it a little bit harder. So home rules that I've used in the past is that you can make a targeted attack, but it'll add 5 to the DC. And so if you do hit with it, it will have a greater effect. But it is harder to hit because you're targeting a specific place.
Works for me.
That's right. We don't need Wizards of the Coast to provide us with rules.
Wizards of the Who?
Okay, yeah, I will go for that then. I'm gonna take the flail and try to knock his sword hand. That'll start with a mighty 9.
A 9. A 9 does not hit, unfortunately.
Didn't think so.
So Anise, is that the end of your turn?
Well, I've got 2 attacks, so
Okay.
I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna swing once and miss, and then bring it around and swing again. Okay, a 9 didn't do it for you, but does a 10 do it for you?
See, that's different.
Tempting. Unfortunately, that misses. You actually see there's this glint of green that flashes across his eyes as you're swinging your flail towards him, just for a moment. But it seems like he predicts your attacks and he dodges one way and then dodges the other. So after that is going to be Michael.
I have a lot that's going to be happening this turn. Currently sitting next to me on the turn where I was preparing for the wall to drop, I set my Eldritch Cannon down next to me as well as my Homunculus Servant on the other side. So Hank the Tank as well as the Clapping Cymbal Monkey are both standing next to me. Michael reaches into his bag and pulls out what looks kind of like a high-vis vest, and then he pulls out a couple of more, and he hands one to Delilah, one to Anise, and one to Triple P. The high-vis part of it is actually just covered in glitter, and Michael says, "This might, help us be able to tell, each other from the bad guys, since, I can't see very well. I assume you can't either." And that is Michael casting Aid on those 3, so they will have 5 higher max HP and 5 current HP. Next thing that is happening, the Eldritch Cannon Force Ballista, my little symbol monkey,
Yes.
will turn towards Richter. Orange waves of sound start bouncing at Richter, and it is going to go ahead and make a Force Ballista attack. That is a nat 1.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'll do it, right?
Homunculus Servant is going to go ahead and take his attack as well. Hank the Tank is going to turn his turret head towards Richter as well and fire off a very tiny little pellet at Richter. This is the Force Strike attack. That is a 17. I don't think I add anything to it. 17.
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Ooh, okay. That is 4 force damage.
4 force damage. Okay.
We take those.
And that is my turn.
Nice. Nice. Big, big, big. Richter is going to take another one of his legendary actions to take another strike against Triple P.
Make that wisdom save.
Still has Sanctuary. Make the wisdom save first. That is going to be a 6.
That's not the DC.
Okay, and what does that mean?
So he has to either choose somebody else to attack or have it drop entirely.
So you see this emittance of orange light sort of come off of Triple P that disorients and changes the momentum of the strike, and it's coming at you, Anise.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, that is going to be a 14 versus your armor class.
Anise's eyes flash green and mirroring the way they flashed green in his eyes, and she, though very heavily armored, as the strike approaches, just deftly, very quickly, abnormally quickly, just moves out of the way and misses.
You've corrupted the shine. How could you? Off of that is going to be Recklin.
Recklin is he's kind of currently situated behind a bunch of people, and this ain't gonna work for what he intends to do. So he kind of scoots out to his left, a little bit outside of this big cluster of people.
If you fire any spell of the Globe of Invulnerability, all of us inside the globe are immune to it.
Oh, that is so smart. Any area of effect spell will only target her.
And all the other people. you
And
know.
all the... Yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, they're protectable.
I wasn't gonna do that because it's because no,
I think we're all in the globe, aren't we?
Yeah, everyone is currently in the globe.
Separate.
Except for Richter.
And me.
Oh, well then that changes what I
To the point of the
Oh.
Big one on.
You
to the
just
point
have
of the people around, like,
Oh.
are the vines and stuff still around? Or
Oh,
with
yeah.
the changing of the room, did they just kind of
so,
like?
so the vines were part of Richter's deal.
Yeah.
All the people that were down here are still captured by the vines, and they're just scattered throughout the battlefield.
Are they immune to fireballs?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
So, yeah.
No. I'm gonna stick with because I don't think Recklin was thinking that you tempt me with a fireball. And, oh my god, I was willing to give it all up with the fireball. But no, I don't think Recklin actually realized that in the moment. I think he's thinking a little bit more direct. Yeah, just kind of sidle. Yeah, fine. Here's all my 30 feet of movement. Go to the other side of the shine capacitor. Pop around to the other side. Wait till I see the little spark of fairy fire. And I am going to use a sorcery point
Okay.
to cast Chaos Bolts
Ooh.
as a bonus action, first level. We're not going to get too crazy yet. And I'll tell you what I do with my action because they kind of lean together. Because I have the Flame Blade, I'm then going to use my action to go get at him with the Flame Blade. So what this ends up looking like is that Recklin, basically, before the Flame Blade is kind of like one of those like pilot lights where it's controlled. And like still with it on, just making sure he just like puts his left arm up and just like sets this Bunsen burner onto absolute maximum high, just an irresponsible, just like totally radiating out, and just tries to cast Chaos Bolt, just recklessly letting that pilot light go. So casting Chaos Bolt as I got another natural one. It's not fair. No, it's illegal. It's wrong. I'm happy I just do this at third level. I was gonna blow all my sorcery points, but that's okay. Okay, Recklin tries to fire it off and just the pilot light doesn't quite. That's actually really easy to avoid. It ends up by the distance he's at. It's kind of a lukewarm, like a little. This wasn't quite the jet engine that Recklin was imagining, but this is okay because then Recklin yoinks back the pilot light a little bit and rushes forward and just tries to just slash him across with what's left in the pilot light
Okay.
as his action with Flame Blade. And I'm using a different dice now, but these other ones are not lucky either.
Oh no.
No. Got in that one.
It's official. Shaken. It's official.
Oh no! I'm not unshakable. I'm unshakable. No.
Been shook.
I think that he comes in and it's just nothing. I think he makes a swipe at Richter and the pilot light it's out. He just swiped it, nothing. And I think Recklin realizes that he can't just keep powering through with this Shine Brigade and just assuming that he can immediately bounce back into a go-get-him attitude, and that there's limits, just like everyone else, to the Shine abilities, and that maybe he's not in the best emotional and oh shit, and he should have taken care of this before just rushing in here, because this is tied to emotions, and he's feeling really overwhelmed with this whole Ray thing, and his powers aren't working, and now he's right in front of Richard, and his pilot light's not working, and I don't think Recklin disengages. I think he just stays right there, right next to Richard with no pilot light and very little pep in his step, realizing that he has truly cut off more than he can chew.
Oh no.
It is Triple B's turn.
You know what else it could be, though? It could be you not saying big anime-esque things when you do your casting.
Oh, so good.
I was gonna say it could have been the food that the caterer brought.
Oh!
There it is!
Looks like my plans have been unveiled.
Triple P is going to run around the range of Richter and is going to motion for you, Recklin, to jump on his back. You're going to, if you want to do this, you can do this for free.
But get an attack of opportunity soon.
I'll tell you why in a second.
Oh! Yeah, man, it gotta tap out.
Pony Puffy Pants is going to say, "Form of green light, time's door." He's going to catch Dimension Door.
Oh my god.
You feel
Space.
you feel like the time around you slow to a halt. You see everybody frozen for just a moment. And in that second, Pony Puffy Pants takes you to safety. He's going to take you back here.
Poor Puppy Pants is so cool.
He's taking me to lame 3-1
He takes-
tail.
he takes you to-
Like he's taking me to the daycare for
takes you to
3
timeout.
ones in a row.
So you from this side, this is the opposite end of the rest of the Shine Brigade in the Globe of Invulnerability. You can see the fairy fire still alit from the center console, but it appears that you are now cascaded in darkness. Are you okay?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't get hurt. I'm good. I can't get my head on straight. I'm good though. I need to get my head on straight really quick. Like righty tighty, lefty loosey. Let's get it right and tight right now. Like now. Like not. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm good. I was really assuring. I'm sure. I'm good.
Recklin,
Yeah.
you can do it. It is going to be Richard Oak's turn. Richard Oak is going to look around for Triple P, darting his head. It's sort of moving in like a clockwork motion, sort of ticks, tick, 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 tick. He doesn't find him, and so he's going to turn to the user of green light, and he's going to take 2 strikes against you with the sunflower sword.
I love this anime fight where you've both just been swinging at each other.
Yeah, just like dodge,
Using the same superpower against each other.
The first one is going to be a 26 to hit.
Oh, you may have mastered his craft a little more than you have.
The second one is going to be a 25 to hit.
Okay, as his attacks come in, Anissa's eyes flash green again, and she makes a move to dodge. But I think in this moment, she sees Richter's eyes flash green as well, and he quickly makes an adjustment and hits him both times.
You don't know the power that you work with. 2 strikes coming at you. You're going to need to make a strength saving throw too.
Okay, strength save. Oh gosh. That's an 8.
You see that as the sword cuts you, vines once again sprout out and grab onto your being. You're grappled. You also take 18 points of slashing damage.
Ouch. We're not the corrupted ones. You are.
Griff, it is your turn.
Seeing Anise get hit, seeing Recklin having to be taken to safety, Griff is just gonna do something a little bit bold for once, and he's gonna say, "Guys, lights are going out!" And he's gonna drop the concentration on the fairy fire, plunging Richter back into darkness. He is then gonna draw his longbow on the blinded target, so I get advantage on the attack roll.
Blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight.
Mhm.
Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the
Oh.
creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
So he can still see. It's kind of
From
tricky.
Michael's light.
I'll say
yeah.
because you're firing this from the darkness that you can have advantage on it. I think that's fair.
Yay! Okay, I want to use my sharpshooter feat. So I'm going to take a -5 to this roll
Mhm.
from my normal setup, but in return it's going to deal an extra 10 damage. So he's going to go Indigo Light, military draw, and he's going to lean on all of the wisdom that Jason has handed him in the archery training over the years. And that is going to be a 23.
23 hits.
Okay, let me roll for damage. 10. Okay, that is going to be 16 points of damage, piercing damage.
16 points of piercing damage.
16 points of piercing damage, and then I'm going to use my swarm. So following behind this arrow is just like hummingbirds spiraling with the arrow. As it lands, their beaks just like claw into him after the arrow.
Sweet.
And that's going to be another 3 points of damage
Another
on
3
top
points.
of that.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take my second attack against him, and that will be... Does a 17?
A 17 does
Wait,
hit.
16.
A 16 does hit. However, Richter is going to use his reaction. You see his eyes once again, flitter of green. It seems like it's about to hit him. It seems like it's a critical shot, and then at the last moment, he ducks his head out of the way.
I missed. How? No, it felt perfect.
Richard Oak is going to use a legendary action. Anise, you feel the vines start to wrap around you. Richard Oak commands the sunflower sword, lifts you up, and moves you outside of the globe of invulnerability. Richard Oak is going to be moved towards the wall. He is going to You see his entire body start to shudder as this black energy coalesces through it. I'm going to need you to make a charisma saving throw.
All right. That's going to be 17.
A 17. You do save. You feel these effects start to come over you for just a second. The overwhelming anxiety, the horrifying feeling that nothing that you do will ever be good enough for the people in your life. And you shake that away. You still are going to take some damage here.
Nice is gonna, feeling these emotions come in. You see as her like hand holding the flail like loosens up and it starts tipping as if it is about to drop out. And then she thinks about Henry and Claire, thinks about her eldest Janice, and tightens her grip once again.
You take 2 points of psychic damage. Just
Oh boy, that still makes me make a concentration save.
Go ahead and make that concentration save.
Yeah, we good.
Nice. It is going to be Delilah.
Delilah, quickly recognizing the hubris of thinking that raw aggression was going to be the solution to protecting everyone, realizes, no, I should just protect everyone. She is going to cast Bless at the 2nd level as she wells up yellow light within her. Just the concern that she has for everyone, watching a niece take attack after attack. Only kind of behind Richter was she able to see Rek, but knows it wasn't good. And just kind of feeling like her other friends are struggling to kind of connect with Richter. At 2nd level Bless, I get to target 4 creatures. I think Griff is out of my range, so targeting Anise, myself, Michael, and Griff. The remaining 4 party members sort of on this side of the room. Everyone gets a D4 to attack rolls and saving throws.
Nice.
Buff party, buff party, buff party.
Yep.
So Anise was dragged out, right? Did happen, or you saved that one?
Yes, you were dragged. Yes, part of the effect was that she was dragged, but she resisted the effect that came afterwards.
Some damage, presumably.
Yeah. Do you have dark vision? I can't see it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm being.
And you dropped because the fairy fire was over there, but you dropped that, right?
Yeah.
I did drop the fairy
So the
fire.
only light right now is coming from Michael, and it's only 5 feet.
Oh, and he can see you.
Oh, this is
That's not right.
difficult situation.
Okay, then it's just gonna be a 1st level bless, and I'll target the 3 party members I can see. Sorry, Anise.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, sorry.
Can you see Griff? Just to be fair.
Griff is in the darkness.
Griff is also in the darkness?
Yes.
Great, alright.
I knew it was good to stay in this ball of light.
I'm not gonna cast bless at all. then.
Totally.
That
Yeah.
makes-
100%
Just-
fair.
Just turn the light all the way out and I'll just shoot him for 10 seconds.
We all just hide in the corner.
Just kinda hide.
kind of the thing is that,
You join me in that one corner. We have apple slices and peanut butter.
It's not honestly a bad idea
It's
to
a
just stumble around, release people, and all the while have
No,
Griff
no, no,
just
no, no.
cheese it.
Lila is just gonna back
I
up.
got,
Or she's
hold
still
up, I got an idea for your next turn.
Okay, to hell with this. I'll just end it. Delilah's gonna just slap the full floor and cast light on the floor.
Okay.
Thank
Valid.
you.
I'm done doing this. Until the spell ends, bright light, 20-foot radius, dim light for an additional 20 feet. It's colored any color that I want. It's the color of a middle finger. And
How evocative.
I'm
Your mother
gonna
would be proud.
take my bonus action to make an attack roll. I already rolled twice, so I'll just take the higher roll.
Yep.
My first spiritual weapon was an 11 to hit, so it does not matter. Cool. That's the last turn. 11 to hit.
At least we can fucking see now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, aren't rules fun?
Griff's like, hold on, I've been able to
Wait,
see
wait,
the whole
with the
time. What do you
tactical
mean?
darkness.
Okay.
On my plan.
So, Delilah, you slam the floor with light that gushes forth. After that is going to be Anise's turn.
Sorry, just how much of the room is filled with light now? We can see Anise, we can see Richter.
The light cantrip is 40 feet. It's 20 feet of bright light and then 20 more feet of dim light. So there's 40 feet around the floor in front of Delilah.
You see most of the room gets illuminated from this. Sort of the back corners where Recklin you're standing are still dark, but you can, see into the light. So,
And probably anything in the shadow of the central shine capacitor.
yeah.
And the little vine pods that are all over the place.
Tiny little vine pods. So, off of Delilah's turn is going to be Anise.
Well, considering grappled and being held like 10 feet in the air, I imagine. I mean, I think the move is to try to break free.
Okay, so you're gonna use your action to break the grapple.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else I can do, so...
So yeah, go ahead and roll to break the grapple. Go
Okay.
ahead and roll to break the grapple.
That is going to be a 21.
A 21. You break free from the grapple. The vines that constrict you are no match for your. I guess your muscles are getting pretty big at this point, right?
I think she like tries pulling it close, just pulling like her, because her arms have been latched down at her sides. She just like tries pulling them up and like toward the middle. Chest flies, kind of vibe, right? She tries pulling it there, and it's like it is only getting so far, and then she lets her muscles relax and even go backwards quickly behind her, and then as she gets to a uncomfortable point, she thinks of all the people around here who are depending on her and the rest of her team come back, and she uses the green light to surge through her and bring her like limbs back through time, kind of doing a reverse of that whipping back motion. She whips forward and breaks through the vines.
Nice. Yeah, the vines just blow apart. You are now freed. You
Sick.
fall 10 feet. Don't take any damage. You can do a cool landing maneuver if you want.
Hero landing.
But you are now free from the grapple.
Whoa, Anise, you're like a superhero.
Anise, would you like to use your movement to do anything?
She's going to look at Delilah and Michael in the orb so close to the closest ones. And after breaking through, she is emboldened, and she just starts walking forward toward him again and says, "Hey, eyes toward me."
Dang. Off of your turn, Richter Oak is going to take a legendary action and do something that you don't know about.
Oh my god, how many does he have?
There's two.
It's my turn to play with Toy Mom.
It is going to be Michael.
So we don't have any idea what he just did.
No, I just wanted to make a point that it was used.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries.
It's one of the vine pods.
Michael, seeing Anise tear out of the vines, I think becomes emboldened as well. Looks to his left, looks to his right, and just kind of nods. And Michael, Hank the Tank, and the little symbol monkey all step out of the orb, facing Richter, and line up, ready to fire. We are going to throw a bunch of shit at him.
A bunch of shine at him.
Yeah, so first I would like to go ahead and cast Scorching Ray at a second level on him.
Okay.
Which is going to be 3 rays of fire, so 3 different attacks going off here. A 22,
Hits.
22, and a 13.
13 misses.
Okay. So that's 7 on the first one.
Okay.
And then 4 on the second. So 7 and 4 fire damage. Going to bonus action. Symbol Monkey is going to slam his symbols together again and try to hit him. That is a 7.
A 7 misses. Yeah, something about the symbol monkey just doesn't seem to have effect.
I think that's all I'm going to do for this turn.
Okay, do you want to use your movement to do anything?
So I stepped out of the orb. How
Yes.
far away is Anise from me at the moment? Can I reach her with my movement?
You could reach Anise with your movement. You would be entering into the active range of Richard Oak in order to do so.
Michael is going to be 5 feet behind and to the right of Anise. I'm right here with you, Anise.
So you're just moving right next to Anise?
Yeah, kind of flanking her on the right.
Okay. After Michael's turn, it is going to be Recklin.
If anything goes wrong, I'm here.
Side note, as a player, it's taking everything in my power not to cast Fireball right now. Like, I just keep, like, looking at the Fireball at the bottom of my sheet, like, ooh, would that be good? But that's, like, it seems downright irresponsible. So I think Recklin does, in his Nat 1 corner of shame, he drops his Shine costume, just completely lets that go. And then just walks towards the light, no Shine costume completely on him. And just the entire time, just getting into that trying to get to that flow state of what it's like to concentrate on an HVAC machine. Thinking about the airwaves, look at the HVAC in the room, thinking of the heat, not worrying about the Shine. Going back to his roots. It's not time for Shine, it's not time for worrying about Rec and Ray and his mom and all of this. It's time to go back to basics. Just think about the HVAC. He's gonna approach. And now that when he walks towards him, in this state, he's reminded of the moisture in the air. They kept it a little bit more moist than he typically thinks a place should be kept in an HVAC. This is entirely, the humidity's off. Our H is off the charts. This is not right. But he wouldn't have noticed this if he wasn't. Okay, he's taking a moment. And I can see Richard, correct?
Yes, he
I
is
just
in
want
your
to
view
make
now.
absolutely, yeah. And then in a simultaneous moment, Rek puts out his right hand, and in a same moment, his costume's like flourishes back. At the exact same moment, all the air particles in the surrounding Richard in a 10-foot radius, so it's centered like, so we just caught him. He cast Unshakable. And Unshakable, I'm gonna need to make him a con save.
New spell.
Because the moment he lets go of the frozen, he superheats it, injecting heat into it, creating it to go super critical. All the moisture in the air. Unshakable.
Okay, and this is a
Con save, sir.
con save. Okay, the con save was a 15.
It's okay, he takes half damage, because I knew I wasn't gonna win. I just wanted a con save.
No.
I didn't know.
Right,
No, he takes half damage, he takes half damage! And I upcast it.
That was a good vibe, though.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna do damage.
Such a strong vibe.
Such a strong vibe.
And I like that you chose a spell you couldn't really fail with.
That's right. This is not Fireball.
I'm not. I don't feel bad. I'm evil.
18, so half 18 is the amount of damage he takes, which
Okay.
would be
9 damage.
9 thunder damage.
9 thunder damage.
Thunder. It's force. I feel like it's force because it's super. In my heart, it's force.
It's force.
But the rules say thunder.
It is thunder, but
My heart says force because it was
Okay.
super critical. I
so-
can't do thunder damage.
yeah, as this force rocks through Richter, you see that these heavy distortions have begun to show. His hands, you look at his hands, and you can't really make out individual fingers. It's just sort of like a mess of after images and void energy that's just wafting off of it. He looks like he's taken a considerable amount of damage. And off of your turn, unless you want to use any movement.
I'm gonna keep walking. Yeah, my friend. I'm going. Looks like some unshakable, huh? I say, although even though he made his con save, so I guess he is sort of unshakable.
Anissa's eyes flash over to Recklin with a slight bit of worry.
I'm good. Nobody puts Freckman in a corner.
Nobody since that high school bully.
Nobody since Tommy G.
Pony Puppy Pants is going to walk out of the direct line of sight and is going to try to talk to Richter. Richard, can you hear me? Richard, this is not you, okay? This is not the person that I once knew. We're friends. We're friends, Richard, do you remember? Richard is just going to look at him with disdain, with this... You see in his eyes there's this green, but there's also this deep, dark black that sort of shines as he thinks about it. It's going to be Richter's turn. Richter is going to first walk around you, Recklin, in order to get a better line into the rest of the party. Basically, he walks like from the front of you to around you and is now lined up with Anise, Michael, and Griffin. You get that attack of opportunity, Anise.
As he walks away, hey, I said eyes on me, and that's an 11.
An 11 does not hit.
What the trash talk?
I feel like I was expecting Reckman to just walk into the shit.
Oh, damn, there's a Recklin right
Oh,
there.
shit, hey, whoa, you can't.
Oh, sorry.
Richard Oak once again starts vibrating with this dark energy. He focuses it in his hands, his distorted hands, and he pulls it up to his chest. Melanie, Cody, Alyssa, Abigail, do you remember these names? Because I do. He's going to cast a big blast of void energy towards all of you. I am going to need Recklin, I'm going to need Anise, I am going to need Michael, and I'm going to need Griffin to all make charisma saving throws.
Oh my god.
As this blast flashes toward us, Anise is reminded of the blast of darkness she endured with Recklin back at the Jump King, and she's gonna think again about the people that are here, her family that is here, the families, some of the loved ones of each of these, of her companions. And just like in a reaction, there's going to be a small burst of green light that just kind of comes from her. My allies within 10 feet, plus 3 bonus to saves because of my aura of protection.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
huge. I'm not in there.
Yes, but at least these two are.
I got
Sorry, Griff.
I got a -1 to charisma. I need all the help I can get.
So is charisma saves?
Yes.
Maybe if I hold it with a nat 20 up, it'll turn into not a nat 1.
Delilah, you see this wave of dark energy pass over the globe of invulnerability. You are protected from it.
What'd you guys do?
How did you do?
And then it's a plus.
I don't want to say until you say.
You get an additional +3 to your save.
All right, let's go around in a circle, starting with Griff.
11?
Fail.
Oh,
Michael.
8.
Fail. Anise.
25.
Success.
I'm back, baby. 23.
Hey,
Unshakable!
I just need to power it on and off again. Yes.
You're like, oh, the pilot light. I just.
Oh, gee, that's embarrassing.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Anise and Recklin in darkness together.
I have
Powerful.
to make 6 for Cannon and Homunculus Servant as well.
Oh, did you bring them with you?
I guess I didn't say it, but I meant to.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make those
So we
saves.
get +3 as well.
Thank goodness. So on the first one for the Eldritch Cannon, that is a 17, and for the Homunculus Servant, it is a 18.
Both successes. Griffin and Michael, you feel despair wash over you. Unbelievable despair. All of those negative feelings, all of those horrible insecurities just wash into you, Michael. You'll never see your twins again.
I was never a good dad.
You weren't, and you never will be. Griff, you're just never going to be enough for your father. Jason Ivy is gone. He was the only person that ever really cared about you. Who knows where he's gone off to? He didn't even care enough to come to this event.
I'm alone.
You both lose your shine powers for one turn. You are awash in despair. You can play that however you'd like. You will take 3 points of psychic damage. The rest of you will take 1 point of psychic damage as you dispel these thoughts as they wash over you. Off of that, it is going to be Griffin's turn. Griffin.
filled with, this despair. All of his gear suddenly gone, taken from him. I think Griffin will attempt to find a place to hide. Given that there's this aura of light in the middle of the room, he'll head as far back to the wall as he can, finding the last corners of darkness left in the room where he feels like nobody else can see him, and he just kind of falls to his knees there, just curls up against the wall. And I think that's all he's going to do.
After Griff's turn, Richard Oak is going to use a legendary action. Is going to take a strike against you, Recklin. 2 strikes coming at you.
Let him try.
First one is a 21.
I'm going to cast Shield as a reaction.
The second one is going to be a 13.
No, not being helpful. Because the first one was 21, and the other one wouldn't have hit. But hey, you miss 100% of the shield they don't take.
So the first one does hit.
It does hit.
It does hit.
What's the shield look like though?
Yeah, I think Recklin takes the mirror cape, puts it around, but it's way too late on the first one, and I think Richard just kind of ends up just catching him when he's midway his cape, halfway through, and just kind of getting right at his arm. And the second one, I think Recklin just kind of just tuckers down, just having been hit, and just very narrowly escapes the second one, but the mirror cape did not. If anything, probably hindered the whole process by a huge amount.
Sending those strike against you, you need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at those. No, this is I'm supposed to be hot rolls. I'm supposed to be always hot rolls. No, it's 5.
You take 12 points of slashing damage.
That's okay.
You are grappled by vines.
Recklin, friends are for when you don't have hot rolls.
No.
I'm gonna use my reaction
I'm gonna feel my concentration.
to use my to do my interception fighting style. Been practicing with quick reactions with green light, and Anise is going to reach out an arm and manifest the shield that has kind of been there but not really present. Manifest the shield and take some of the blow.
I think you used your reaction to make the opportunity attack.
Oh, that's true. You don't have your action.
Oh shoot, you're right. Backtrack.
You think about doing it, but
I
my
think
mirror
about
cape, it looks as if Recklin has it in hand. Recklin's usually so good with these sort of things.
I'm like,
And then
whoa, I
Recklin
can't
just
see
whiffs
Recklin
it,
because of this thing.
That was 3.
You wear Abigail's colors, but you're not her. So after that, it is going to be Delilah.
Delilah emotionally is not having a good fight. She came into it really hot and then only managed to get more heated the second round. I think the pressure of just seeing her friends take hits is starting to get to her. And so she just kind of takes a moment to look within, to think about being in the community center and Claire. Delilah made a difference there. Perhaps she can make one here. Am I not able to see Griff? Is he totally subdued? Can I roll a perception check to see if I can clock him real quick?
So I would say, yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. You knew where he was before he went and hid away, but you don't know where he went because he sort of disappeared into darkness.
I rolled a 19 on that.
19, yes. You caught a glimpse of Griff as he was walking away from the light.
So, the wording on bless up to 3 creatures of my choice within range. Doesn't say anything else. Is that okay?
I'll say because you know exactly where he is.
Cool.
It's totally fine.
Great. So I am going to cast a 2nd level bless. I get to target 4 creatures, and I can see 4 of my friends. Every other member of the Shine Brigade gains the benefit of bless, finally. And then I think Delilah's attention turns to the pods here in the room. Do I have a count of how many I can see?
At a glance, I'd say you'd see probably like 2 dozen that are around you. Yeah, there was a lot of people on this dance hall.
Okay, so just like an insane amount to try and cut free right now.
Yes, I'd say you could try to cut free a couple, in just like if you had like a quick way of doing it.
I can make attacks as a bonus action with my sacred weapon.
If you would like to start cutting people away from these pods, then you can do that.
In this shadow room, can I see an exit?
So there are 4 exits. There's 2 elevators that are situated on either side of the room and 4 sets of entrances to the stairs.
Okay, so if I cut people free, they do have a way they can go to get out of here.
Sort of. The doors are locked down right now because, except for one, which Recklin blew through, the other 3 are currently suffering from effects of weird shine distortions that are making a lot of the shine magic not work properly.
Rec, which one did you blow through?
It's the one that Griffin is right next to.
The Griff is next to? Okay. Yeah, I guess I would start cutting people free.
For the audience, that door has us between that door and Richard Oak.
Currently, Recklin, Anise, and Michael all stand in between Richter and the exit. So Delilah, using kind of her spiritual base, is going to begin channeling the decay magic that she uses so well into these vines, and as many people as she can cut free on this spiritual weapon attack, I think just like causing the vines to shrivel.
So I would like you to go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Cutting these vines away is pretty simple. It's a pretty simple task. I just want to know how many people you can do it to.
I rolled a 15.
A 15. Okay, you cut a good number out. I'm going to take this d6. I'm going to roll it and see if any of your people get freed as a result. 6 will just be a bunch of random people get freed, and a different number on this dice will mean that one of the people that you know get freed, if they are here.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be a 4. So Michael Brown, you see Michael Jr. get cut out of the vines. He kind of like looks around very panicked and sees like the movement out of the room. Dad, you can do it. Thank you for what you said the other day. It meant a lot to me. Michael Brown, you will get advantage on your next saving throw or attack. You still are restricted from using your shine powers for 1 turn. So that still takes effect, but the words seep into your mind. You still feel this despair, but you know, it's sort of like this one font of light in an otherwise cloudy and foggy darkness that you're just holding on to.
That also I wanted to say, when Delilah casts Bless, because she's kind of directing it at all the Shine Brigade, she's like, we need to stand together against this. We're a team. We're the Shine Brigade. Let's kick this guy's ass.
Delilah, great turn. Anise, you're up next.
Is the despair from the effects of gloom something that can be healed like a condition or a disease?
So you are not 100% certain what this does to people, but you get the sense that much like the way that you did it inside of the volcano city, there is perhaps a way that you can dispel some of it.
Hearing Delilah's words, Anise is just going to lay a hand on Recklin's shoulder and Michael's beside her. Say, she's right. We can stand together against him. And she's going to use lay on hands on Michael to try to cure the gloom or neutralize the poison of that gloom.
I would like you to roll a shine check for this.
Okay.
And this is using the same modified rules that we've been using, with just adding your highest stat modifier.
That's a 16.
A 16. Michael, you feel this fog over your mind lift. Despair seems to fade away. The words of your son, Michael Jr., radiate through your mind like a beaming sun. Anise, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
If there was anything else neat that I could do, I would. But that's a full action, so there we are.
Richard Oak is going to take a legendary action to once again do something that you're not sure about. that happens, whatever it is.
No.
Michael Brown, it's your turn.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, so just to clarify, so I have the ability now again to use Shine Power?
Yes, the Shine Power has returned to you. This mysterious void energy that has washed over you and cast you into despair is dispelled by Anis's touch.
Michael got hit with that wave, and the first few seconds I think just felt like an infinite amount of time. He was instantly teleported back to before he had any of this, but when his life was just mundane, it was the same thing every day, everything was gray. And I think his first instinct was immediately to just try to go to his kids. And so as soon as he heard Michael Jr.'s voice pop up out of nowhere, it really was just the light in the darkness for him. And following that up with Delilah's powerful words and Anis joining up as well, Michael turns with just the most angry look on his face as he looks at Richter. Absolutely furious that he would put those thoughts in my head. Michael is going to move towards the wall and forward to just try to catch Richter on the edge of this ability. Michael stamps over there, leaving Hank the Tank and the Symbol Monkey, who slowly powered off and kind of turned back into their original materials and then quickly came back to life, leaves them behind, stomps over to the right next to the wall, looks at Richter and says, "What would your parents think of this, young man? Orange light, form of parental punishment." And he is going to cast Thunderwave at a first level. So it is a 15-foot cube.
So I do need to mention there are multiple pods of
That was
people.
my next question.
Yes.
Thought about
Yes,
that.
I'm sorry. I just get the sense that Michael Brown doesn't want to.
Hey, I feel you, buddy.
No.
I feel you on the AoE temptation.
Yeah,
I feel you.
he has no idea how to deal with that, so he's not even going to try to. Don't have a lot for other things. Michael stamps over next to the wall, looks over at Richter, and holds up this exhaust pipe gun that he has created and says, "Orange light, form of make it slippery." And oil just spews out of the gun at Richter. They will have to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
Oil.
It is a 10-foot square, and it is now difficult terrain.
So what is the save DC?
My save DC is 15.
15. He unfortunately beats that save DC.
But there's oil
All around all of you?
all around.
All
of
around.
us.
Bonus action, Hank the Tank is going to go ahead and take a shot at him as
Okay.
well.
Does every creature in the crease need to make a saving throw, or just...
I just zip right out
Well,
of it.
Michael can situate it in
Yeah,
this
I did it
orientation
kinda-
to make sure that it doesn't hit.
Past him. I wouldn't
Yeah.
just start spraying oil on you guys. I know I've been through a lot today, but...
I mean, we got
not that
we got our Richard Oak fight at a 10, and then our Fireman magazine at 11.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta get this oil out of here as quickly as possible.
We gotta
Let's wrap it up,
at the same
guys.
time. Yeah, I
The
figured.
calendar ain't gonna make itself.
Or, I'm sorry, it's not Hank the Tank that's making the attack, it's the Symbol Monkey.
Okay,
that is
thank
making
you.
the attack. Yeah, that one.
Symbol Monkey has been struggling today, man. Just
I should have wound him up before this, you know, he's got all that clockwork in him, and it just, I really just, I should not have used oil. The WD-40 was not helpful.
okay, Michael. Off of your turn, it is going to be Recklin.
Richard, what are you doing? Communicate with us. Say something. You think just monologuing over there, just talking about, like, we can maybe help you. I'm losing why you're failing to communicate with us. Because you know what? We communicate, and God, we're gonna beat you up. Your plans are toast. Our friendship, I'm sorry, is simply too powerful. You're gonna have to communicate with us, or else the sheer power of our friendship is gonna ruin your whole plans. But you ain't gonna listen to this. You're gonna say some mean little answer after this, and you're gonna tell me why I know, but you know I'm right.
I will not be deceived by the fake shine.
Oh, I feel like that called for a safe throw.
You know, and I think just honestly, sometimes there's no convincing people, is there? And then Recklin notices that there's a little bit. I'd like to be a little bit of that oil splashed on to the vines, and this gives Recklin a fun idea.
Oh no.
No, he's restrained. It's okay. Don't worry.
It's always
always a fire. It's always a fire.
I did not put oil down. Let it be known. But I do maintain my concentration with Flame Blade. And I think Recklin is just this he's like, yeah, our friendship is powerful. We're working well together. And I think in this moment he's feeling back to his old kind of self, and he realizes for a moment the body is not dissimilar to an HVAC system. And realizes that maybe if he just turns this little pilot light, just the flame blade on, and just tries to cut himself off with it, but not really retrospective of burning himself, because it's a little bit caught in oil, so it's probably going to be pretty flammable, and he realizes he's probably going to end up burning himself. But he takes advantage of his elemental affinity, that's the rules, to stand on sorcery point to be resistant to flame for 1 hour. Recklin realizes that fire is no longer an enemy, that he can make himself an HVAC unit, and that he can wick off all the flame. And so he just uses his flame ability and just emulates all of the vines around him that include himself, and just into a fiery whoosh as it hits the oil and tries to get out of the grapple by burning the flames on himself.
So you
Immolate. Yeah.
you immolate, and this is just straight fire, right?
Yeah,
This is just straight fire. Yeah, the oil is gonna just roar up in flames around Richard Oak. You burn the vines away from yourself, and you land in this oil. The fire blazes hot around you, but you're not bothered.
The HVAC is me. I've always assumed it was something outside of myself. But the HVAC was in my heart, was me, was our friendship all along. Don't you realize? Together, we're the HVAC system.
Richard Oak lights on fire.
Michael has a bit of a horrified look on his face as you light yourself
It's
up.
beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I see it. We regulate the shine within our communities.
Then Omens where Crowley just drives his car into the fire.
Yeah, Recklin, is there anything else you want to use your movement at all?
I gotta just walk out real cool, just still in the flames, like, HVAC, we're the HVAC system.
Guys, I think Recklin lost it.
And I think that's my turn.
Pony Puffy Pants is going to, seeing that Richard Oak isn't taking any heed, isn't listening to any words, going to take a note from Delilah and start freeing some of the people inside of the pods. I'm once again going to roll this 1d6. That's a 2. Recklin, you see that Ray gets freed from one of the vines.
Oh, it's back to coming up Recklin again. My luck has turned, baby. Yay.
He sees you sort of walk through this flame all ablaze, and you see sort of this like shimmer in his eyes. He shouts out to you, Recklin, are you okay?
Ray, I have never felt more confident and good in my entire life. I am so happy to see you're okay.
I'm happy to see you okay too, Recklin. Can I just say you look really hot right now?
That's good. Are you really should get? I'm scared.
Yeah,
it's gonna...
I'm leaving now.
All right.
Ray runs out. You get advantage on your next saving throw or attack.
Nice.
After Triple P is going to be Richard Oak. Richard Oak is first going to take fire damage, which I'm going to look up.
You know.
Maybe
Would you count that as casting fire spell?
For what reason?
I can.
Elaborate, please.
It's also to put my elemental affinity. When I cast a fire spell, I have the option to add my charisma modifier to the damage roll.
I think that I would be foolish not to let you.
Yeah, so add an extra +3 fire damage to that one.
+3 fire damage? Okay, I'm going to do 2d10.
Perfect.
I'm going to do 2d10 for burning. I think
That seems. Yeah.
Look at you directing your HVAC shine to coalesce the heat in the air around this board. That's powerful.
Yeah. No,
That's some powerful HVAC.
that's a powerful
Wow.
HVAC. Yeah.
Holy cow. Maybe Recklin has something to his words after all.
I am the air handler. I'm never gonna
The
die.
most powerful form of magic is HVAC.
Yeah.
Recklin is an airbender.
Oh, point of order, sorry. Pony Puffy Pants is actually going to hide behind the central shine capacitor.
Good.
Yeah, you would do that.
Smart fellow.
Okay, so Richard Oak's turn. Richard Oak is on fire, is over this flaming, blazing inferno of oil, breathing heavily, is going to walk towards the central shine capacitor, going to place a hand on it, and once again start to channel this dark.
Hey, you cut that out.
You see that some of his essence, as a result of being in direct contact with the central shine capacitor, seems to flutter off of him. It disappears into the air. It's like his whole essence is being stretched thin into light. He's going to cast an empowered, darkened blast on. That is going to be Michael Brown, that is going to be Anise, and that is going to be Recklin. I need you all to make a charisma saving throw.
You also have that +3.
Oh man. Okay.
And blessed. Yes.
And bless.
Yes. 2 absolutely huge advantages here.
I'm just like, no, I'll log that off.
We're good. Let me just tell you, we're good.
It's a 21 from Mike
Okay, 21 for Michael Anise.
with a -1 charisma.
That's impressive.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But when you have pluses to charisma, that's a 29, baby.
Nice.
I did so much work to get that 21. You have no idea.
I
And then
know,
you just
I know.
walk in here with a 29. Like,
I know.
Okay, Recklin.
Hey, got 17.
17. All 3 of you save against this effect.
Nice.
You, Recklin, awash in this glow of realizing that you are the HVAC system. This sort of inspiring words that you say give this shimmering light effect, and you know, it's sort of like that very anime-esque moment where like a big blast flies forward, and then you just sort of hold like a hand up, maybe your flaming sword, maybe. You part this sea of black like Moses parting the Red Sea. You all will still take damage from it, but none of you are cast into that despair.
Since it's the Shine World, I think it's actually roses.
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 Oh, there was
This is
also a sea
daffodil.
of roses. That was always red.
I should also mention, Symbol Monkey actually did fail.
Oh. Poor simple monkey.
But he's
Dude, it's so bad.
Symbol Monkey will take 23 points of damage.
Fun fact, Symbol Monkey is immune to psychic damage.
Symbol Monkey will take no damage.
Simple monkey of go.
But he is in despair.
He is in despair. So there's a really sad monkey who just kind of
the rest of
That's
you-
just his natural state. It's like, oh, this is just where I
You
exist.
can only
anyway.
miss so many attacks, you know?
Additional damage.
It's
The symbols are just sagging a little.
Man, I wish I was immune to psychic damage.
I know, right? Shit.
The rest of you will take 11 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Quancy.
Killed that.
Griff, you feel your mind start to clarify. You feel these intrusive thoughts start to clear. Jason Ivy loves you, man. And your dad is missing, but you're going to figure it out.
I think in this moment, you know, with the Delilah's bless coming over him, with the spell kind of fading, the despair fading, he has this kind of like realization. This fight's not against Richter, it's not even against Grandmaster Frown. And he looks at the pillar and the darkness he's been feeling, and he's like, the fight is against that. That's what we're trying to defeat, is not the people behind it, but the despair itself. And that's what the Shine Brigade represents. You know, what are we but figures of hope? And what does hope do if not dispel despair? And so Griff is going to run up to the Shine capacitor and lay his hands on it.
Okay, Griffin, I am going to need you to make a shine check. And I will warn you, the DC right now is rather high.
Okay. 23.
23 is not enough. With the form of corruption that has spread throughout the central shine capacitor, the DC is currently set at 25.
Oh, I was so close.
Griffin, you lay your hands on the central shine capacitor and you feel so cold. With a 23, you aren't truly affected by it. It doesn't sort of seep into your form. It doesn't affect you, but you feel a little bit shaken with what's happened to the radiant light that once shone through here.
We have to save the Shine capacitor. We can't allow it to fall.
Delilah.
I have something I want to ask about if I could make it work.
Okay.
So Delilah's sort of signature spell is Wither and Bloom.
Yes.
I invoke both life and death on a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. It's usually a Constitution saving throw, necrotic damage, non-magical vegetation in the area withers. I'm wondering if I could forego dealing that damage if I cast it just on a clump of vine-encrusted people.
Yeah.
Instead of dealing the damage, use that necrotic energy to wither the magical vegetation as well.
I would say yes. And so here's my reasoning behind that. The vegetation that has grown gets manipulated by Richard Oak, but it's not necessarily magical.
Okay,
So you can use that spell to wither away things around you.
sweet.
Yes.
Because he's using the green light to make it grow. I see. Okay. Yeah.
Great, awesome, cool. Delilah is going to do that, targeting the densest clump of these vine encased people as she can.
Okay.
Just trying to wither. It's a 10-foot radius sphere, so 20 feet diameter of space. Just trying to hit as many people with that as possible. And then, in addition, one creature of choice in that area can spend and reroll one of their unspent hit dice. I don't think I can really position it. Is it? Can I? I'm going to assume the densest clump of people is not also including an ally, right?
It's pretty evenly distributed in general, so you could get a large clump of people while also looping in an ally if you'd like.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say Delilah hasn't been able to free anyone in this sort of part of the room yet, and so she is going to hit this area of the room because they have the easiest. The clump of people standing behind Anise. Anise is still kind of putting herself in between Richard Oak and the door. So Delilah is going to hit that group of people and also just catch Anise in the tail end of it. So she channels this dense amount of blue light from within herself and kind of pours it out into this 20-foot diameter sphere behind Anise. And the vines just wither in it. And as their energy is kind of drained from them by this blue light, the light shifts in its shade, changes to yellow, and that yellow light just pours into Anise. Anise, you're able to roll one of your unspent hit dice. And I think you got to add my spellcasting modifier to it as well.
Nice.
Shit.
Nice.
Yeah. So you get hit dice +3.
Do I also get my con bonus or no?
No, one creature of your choice can spend one of their unspent hit dice to regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Cool. Thank you. As Anise feels this well of yellow energy fill her, she looks over. She sees Delilah channeling this, and in this majesty of channeling shine, sees a beauty in Delilah that makes her think of some members of the community center, people who have come there in times of hardship that she might have dismissed before, judged before, in a similar way to how she might have judged Delilah. But seeing her in this beauty, she is hit with awe and impressed. And that welling up energy inside of her is going to heal 7 HP.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to once again roll to see family members getting freed. Looks like we freed a lot of them at this point, so let's see what the dice say. That's a 1. Delilah, you see that all 3 of your bandmates get freed.
Weren't they all over here where we were playing music?
They got
They get-
There has been shifting
Yeah,
and moving and
No, that was where the actual band was. We set up on the.
Oh, that's right.
there's been shifting and moving, and I didn't keep track of where every single person in the room was.
Immersion's broken.
I'm sorry, there's 100 people in here.
There's no stage anymore. We're in the void, okay? Things can be anywhere.
Okay, well, anyway, you see that your 3 bandmates get freed.
Mom is still out there somewhere.
Your mom is still out there. Rocco sort of just looks you in the eyes and says, "Rock on, Delilah." They're gonna run out of the room. Delilah, you get advantage on the next saving throw or attack.
Alright. I'm gonna use that right away. Use my bonus action to nail Richter in the face.
Oh.
No, actually, Delilah, I'm sorry, I forgot. Delilah's using that to take
To
care
free
of
people?
Yeah, to free
Okay,
people.
okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries.
Bonus action to try to free more people.
Oh yeah, totally. Go ahead and roll that d20 for me.
Yes. That is a 19.
19. That's a 6. So nobody that you know gets freed. Griff, you see the caterer, one of the caterers. The caterer, God, the caterer there's something going wrong. There's something up there. There might still be something going on there, to be honest. He gets.
Free him.
Whatever, guy walks safe.
He walks out of the building with company secrets. But another group of people has been freed. So off of Delilah is going to be Anise. Anise, you see that Richard Oak's form is sort of blinking in and out of reality. It seems like he's barely tethered to whatever form he still holds. He's taken so much damage that no part of him seems real anymore. What would you like to do?
Does he still have his hand on the shine capacitor?
Yes,
The corrupted shine capacitor.
he does.
And this flickering in and out, is there an energy of shine or gloom around it? Or
There's a significant amount of void energy that seems to be flickering in and out from him. You also sort of get a hint of green in all the chaos.
she looks over. Recklin, we need to pin him down.
On it.
Anise is going to back up 2 steps and then take a running start and try to just tackle Richard Oak off of the shine crystal.
Okay.
Try to just kind of like grab what form he has left and pull it back into reality.
Okay, so first thing I would like to do is to make a shine check.
That's in that 20, baby.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was so bad. The look on your face.
Holy shit!
26.
What a well done nat 20. Xander's fuming right now.
Yeah.
He's thinking of the words to say.
25.
26, baby.
Anise, you hold on to Richard Oak's hand and you start to get visions of his past.
Oh.
Oh, shit. The green light is...
Anise,
the
you
beams are crossing.
you go through scenes of a young boy first discovering his shine powers. He's charismatic, he's smiling, he's bubbly, and a unicorn appears in front of him. A big, sparkling, beautiful unicorn that he names Pony Puffy Pants. You watch his progression over the years as he gets recognized, as he saves people's lives, as he fits into this role of hero, of leader, of champion of the light. You get a vision of a fight after the caterpillar. Pony Puffy Pants is limping. The rest of the party seems in low hopes, and an opportunity is brought before him. A chance to go to Cerulean, to end all this madness, to stop Grandmaster Frown. Richard Oak makes a decision. Now or never. Pony Puffy Pants must stay behind. They're transported to Cerulean. It's dark and mossy and torn by the ravages of war. It's nothing like Richard Oak has ever seen. They walk for what seems like days, and eventually they find it, the fortitude of Grandmaster Frown. This is when the light starts to distort. The images start to be filled with this void energy. You see Melanie Posey, one of the former members of the Shine Brigade, stricken down, killed, a horrible, terrified face. One by one, the members of the Shine Brigade fall before him, and he lives. He is brought to Grandmaster Frown, and he is tortured. He is racked, and he is filled with this void until nothing makes sense. Until Pony Puffy Pants is evil, and he left. He left us for dead, and he planned and he plotted with Grandmaster Frown and the new Shine Brigade. The new Shine Brigade is just a fake. It's just another plan of Grandmaster Frown to ruin Sunflower City. You feel the corruption inside the Central Shine Capacitor. You've experienced this before at the Volcanic City. You know how to deal with it. You search through this mucky void ichor, and you find the shine that lies within, and you pull on it harder than anything you've ever pulled in your entire life. The rest of the Shine Brigade, you see this void energy from the Central Shine Capacitor dissipate. It sort of starts to shake a little bit. You see beads of light start piercing through, rainbows scatter throughout this otherwise dark room, and explode in a cacophony of light. Richard Oak falls to the floor. You see his essence starts to fade. Shine Brigade, you see the essence of Richard Oak begin to fade. This void energy rises up from him and dissipates into the air. You see Richard Oak, perhaps sort of as he once was. Handsome, blue eyes, but he's damaged. There's parts of him that seem to be missing. It doesn't seem like he'll be here very much longer. Pony Puffy Pants is going to trot up to him. Richard, Pony Puffy Pants, is that you? Richard, I'm here. Yes, it's me. I'm sorry for all this. I'm so sorry. Richard, it's okay. It's okay, Richard. You're gonna be okay. No, I don't think I will be. I hurt a lot of people. I hope that you'll forgive me. I hope that we'll still be friends. Pony Puffy Pants says, Richard, forever and always, I will be your friend. Shine Brigade, what would you like to do?
I would like to run over and try to cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay, so here's what I'll say, Shine Brigade. I will allow you one attempt to try to do something with Richard Oak. Whether this be save him or restore him or anything along those lines.
Is this one attempt for the whole group?
One attempt for the whole group.
You're not gonna make me burn my Revivify. That's not what you're about to do here, is it?
The DC is set at 20.
I think we, first of all came together to do one thing, like physically, hands on shoulders. And I'm thinking that perhaps we can use ourselves and Denise as a conduit for the shine, specifically green shine, and that maybe will restore Richard Oak. Thoughts?
Delilah can definitely pour yellow light into that.
You, the Shine Brigade, gather around Richard Oak. Anise, since you're the one heading this, I will allow you to make this roll at advantage. You'll add your shine bonus to it. The DC is 20.
Anise, coming back from ripping him away from the shine capacitor and seeing that flashback of his life, she is blinking, trying to see and hear what is going on between Triple P and Richard Oak. But there are tears streaming down her face. And as she feels one hand, another hand, two more hands, the physical presence of her companions, of the new Shine Brigade around her, she is filled with a kind of inspiration. And she moves forward with the group and says, Light of Shine, channel through me. Make us your conduit, and may the light of time heal all wounds. She puts a hand on Richard Oak's shoulder and pours the remaining 25 HP from lay on hands into him as part of this.
Everybody's got to get in on this.
Gary needs a new pair of shoes.
Triple P, come on.
And you said that was plus shine?
Yes, plus your shine.
That will be a 23.
As you pour your shine magic through Richard Oak, you see that some of the pain on his face begins to fade away. His form, his essence, is too far gone to be recovered. However, with Richard Oak gone, Pony Puffy Pants 2 would have faded. With the 23, Richard Oak uses the remainder of his power to channel what remaining green light he has to you, Anise.
Is he gone yet?
He's still fading, but Anise, you gain Summon Greater Steed. Griff.
As he's fading, I just want to run up and I'm just going to fall to my knees in front of his form. Richard, we still need you. You can still be saved, right?
I don't think so. I can't feel the shine anymore.
No, if we can't save you, then how can we save anybody else?
You did really well. And we're so proud of you.
No,
You've done so much work.
I won't accept this. And I think Griff is just going to try to, rather than push in Indigo Light, he's going to try to pull out the last of the corruption coursing through Richard's veins. And everything's just HVAC, right? And he's gonna hope that just by pulling that out, it'll create a vacuum in Richard where he can pour some of his power in and just let his energy flow into Richard as much as possible.
I'd like you to roll a shine check.
That is gonna be a 13.
You try to create this flow of energy between you and Richard Oak, but it doesn't seem to have any avail. Thank you for trying. I'm sorry that I caused you guys so much trouble. If Pony Puffy Pants believes in you, I know that you can save Sunflower City. I know that you can do what we couldn't. Grandmaster Frown, he has something that messes with Shine. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know what it does. Take this. You see, with what energy he has left, he pulls out a prism that seems to be awash with rainbow light that, when you look into it, seems to reflect infinitely inwards on itself. This is the same rainbow prism that was diagrammed in the Cordonarius blueprints. This is the same object that you originally saw Richard Oak use to teleport away. Take this. And shine on.
Griff just sitting before him takes it out of his hands, kind of reverently. This is not only a connection to Richard and a connection to the Shine, but a connection to his father and his father's work. And just kind of holds it to his chest and just lets out a sob as Richard's essence fades away.
You see Pony Puffy Pants bow his head. Large tears well and fall like waterfalls. Forever your friend.
I think Michael comes over and wraps his arm around Pony Puffy Pants at this point. He's not saying anything, he's just staying silent.
As Richard is fading further and further, Griff, you hear a clunk of metal as Anise drops to her knees beside you as well. On her face, there are still some fresh tears coming out around the now dried streaks on her face, and her face looks distant. And though she has been welled with a degree of power from the remaining grain light that Richard Oak once had, all she can manage is to mutter, "I'm sorry I couldn't save you."
In the wake of Richard Oak lies the Sunflower Sword, an artifact that represented the hope, the dreams, the culmination of Sunflower City.
This might be a little soon to say this, but I think that sword belongs to you now, Anise.
Yeah, I agree.
You are the hope of Sunflower City.
At that, her distant look comes back to reality for a moment, and she does look up at you, Michael. She looks at Pony Puffy Pants. She looks at Delilah, at Recklin, at Griff, and just has this grave look of uncertainty on her face as she then lets her gaze rest on the Sunflower Sword and just continues to sit there on her knees, staring at it.
I think Delilah's attention in this moment turns towards the other people trapped in the plants. Or maybe towards the Shine console, like, "Hey Griff, you think you can turn the lights back on?"
Oh. And he kind of wipes his eyes. Yeah, sure. And I'll reset the room back to what it was.
Okay. You reset the simulation to be the dance hall it once was. This air of celebration and this air of happiness seems almost misplaced, but the hope still shines through. The people in the room that were once wrapped by vines have been lowered and unwrapped. They stand around looking mostly confused, a little bit scared. Delilah, your mother, is among them. Henry is lowered too.
And Claire.
And Claire. Claire's fine as well.
No, she gets to stay in air jail.
And I realize there are also community center people here.
Probably.
Yeah.
Joel,
Yeah.
Joel.
Joel, his hats.
Joel's fine.
Our hats
Crazy.
okay?
But the hat's okay.
Guys,
No, is that what he's doing? Is it secret action?
I got bad news.
Oh no.
Joel's hat has been destroyed.
It's too much.
Secret action, guys.
First the sad monkey, now Joel.
You
Take
see,
everything.
it lies on the floor, crumpled and shattered and ripped asunder. Any semblance of what it once was, torn to shreds by the thorns of vines. Joel has a backup though, so
Oh.
never come unprepared.
I mean, it is Joel with the many hats, after all.
Of course.
It is hats plural. Delilah, your mother is here. She makes sort of a scared eye contact with you.
Delilah is exhausted. Any fire that was kind of fueling her before all this is just gone. She will kind of close the distance between her and her mom and just kind of like, without even raising her arms, just kind of like bump her shoulder into Delilah's mom and kind of let her head lean against her mother's chest and just kind of like, I'm glad you're okay, Mom.
Delilah, I'm glad you're okay too. And she sort of opens her mouth to say something else and decides against it and just gives you a hug.
As some of Anis's family, perhaps Henry, perhaps Claire, perhaps community center members, approach her, she's still just on her knees, staring kind of blankly at the sunflower sword, this last vestige of the Shine Brigade that once was, that they failed to save.
Joel is going to approach you. He's going to place a hand on your shoulder. Hey, you doing okay?
That snaps her out a little bit. Oh, Joel, hi. Hey, Joel.
How's it going?
I'm
I mean, not great, obviously, not great.
I am so glad you're okay. Is everyone else?
Yeah,
Is everyone else all right?
Everyone's fine. Everyone's accounted for.
Okay.
Sorry
Good.
about that guy.
Yeah. That was a lot. And she picks up the sword laying on the ground and stands up and actually starts interacting.
Hey, Anis,
Yeah.
you remember that thing you told me a while ago when you were first working at the community center? You know.
Sure. What?
Well, you know,
what
there was
was it I
those
told
people that
you?
came in, and
Yeah.
I was worried that I was a little bit overbearing, and they sort of didn't show up again. And you told me, you know, you can't save everybody, you can't help everybody, but what matters is the people that you do help, right? Sorry,
I know,
maybe it's too
Joel.
soon. I thought that maybe like that would help you or something.
She is clearly fighting to keep emotion in at this point, and she says, "You know, Joel, I really appreciate it, and I'm just glad you're okay." And she gives him a hug.
Oh, Anis, you're so strong now.
And she like loosens up, but like still holds that just so that she can like let the tears out a little bit.
Yeah,
And
let it out.
like try to compose herself without showing her face, kind of deal. And then she lets him go. Sorry about that, Joel. I forget how much stronger the shine makes me, makes my friends, makes all of us as a community sometimes.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
She puts a hand on his shoulder. I'm so glad that you and the others are okay. Let's go check on them, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
And Anis is going off with Joel to check on the other people.
I think Rick, at a moment where I don't know, there's like I think he's kind of just sensing this discordant vibe, I suppose, of this you know, the discrepancy between this celebratory ballroom and just the wake of destruction around them, and that these people just maybe saw their lives flash before their eyes, and just goes up onto the big original stage that wasn't Delilah's. Excuse me, I just wanted to say to everyone here, the Shine Brigade remains strong. we are the hope of this city. We remain to be the hope of this city. We are strong for this community, and we are strong because of this community. Because of this wonderful city we aim to protect, we do protect. I recognize the events of today may have been rattling, but I assure you, I see the strength in all of your eyes. Sunflower City, all of what we have made is so much stronger than these events against us. Do not give up hope, for we are the Shine Brigade, and we fight for you.
Anise raises her sunflower sword, grabs the hand of Joel or whoever is next to her, and raises their hand up high with hers as well, hoping to start a thing.
You see the mood in the room has shifted a little bit. Upon hearing this, there's cheers, there's smiles, and there's hope. Shine Brigade, unless there's anything anybody else would like to do, we're going to move a little bit forward in time. The Grand Gala has been cleaned up a little bit early, given the events that have happened, which are a little bit traumatic for everybody involved. But nobody was injured. Everybody goes home safe. The next morning, there is the community fun run.
Oh, I forgot.
Still? Really? After that, they're still gonna...
We have to do this for the community. This community depends on us. We are the Shine Brigade, Michael. Don't you understand? Everything will fall if we do not do this fun run.
I already have plans, Recklin.
No, it's more important than that. We're the Shine Brigade. You can't give up on your duties like this.
Can I make a late night trip to the Toy Maker's lab
Yeah, sure.
and just see if I can, with all the tech here, get t-shirts printed in time
So,
for the fun run?
T-shirts have already been printed.
Oh, we're good
Yeah,
to go.
they've already been approved.
Yeah.
Jill Sargosa has handled like pretty much everything with the help of Smith Bellflower.
Remember though that Doug wasn't in charge of the shirts.
Oh no! Doug was in charge of the shirts. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a d20 here.
I still...
Folks listening at home, here's just the range of things that can happen. 0 to 10, Doug just forgot. Doug just didn't do it at all. Doug just neglected his duties
He
because
was helping the band.
10 to 15, Doug made shirts. They're okay. They're serviceable. 15 to 20, Doug delivered. Okay.
Okay.
Doug went all out. He hired a professional illustrator to make these shirts. No holds barred. He made these shirts. I'm gonna do this roll in front of everybody.
This is so important. Holy crap. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay.
Can I get that black dice tray, please?
Yeah. Anything. Oh my god. No! No!
So Doug forgot to make the shirts. So Griff, I actually think you might.
Anymore. I don't have to go.
Here's what I want to do.
Are you gonna
I
go
wanna-
talk to Doug Peony?
I think just hearing Recklin talk about the shirt, and I want to make some kind of up to date from last night,
Oh, did we
and
say
I
that?
want to put.
Sorry, did we say the result real quick?
Oh, it's a 4 community.
Doug Peony rolled a 4. All right, so sorry, please.
So I want to go down to the basement and make a big glowing shine pillar, right? And just along the bottom, it just says "Unshakable." And I'm just gonna print out as many of those at the nighttime as I can. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to cover everyone that's coming to this fun run, but I just want to get as many of these t-shirts out as I can. And in the morning, I want to tell everybody that Doug did it.
Oh,
Wow. That's crazy.
altruistic, man.
Oh my god, Sage. Thank you.
Damn.
So yeah, it's the next morning. Recklin, you're probably going up to Doug Peony. Like, you want to get like a sneak peek of this stuff.
Yeah, the sun is up. I'm up. Doug. Bam, 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 bam. At his door. Doug. Doug.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. The sun's already up. I know I'm a little bit late. Yeah. So I want to go check on the t-shirts.
The t-shirts.
Yeah, them t-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. For what? Just checking that you know what I'm talking about, so I don't say the wrong thing.
Fun run, Doug.
I think at that point, pops out. He's kind of holding a box, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Doug. Sorry, I just thought I'd bring. I got a chance to check out the t-shirts, but I thought I'd just bring them back to you. I have the rest of the boxes outside already. I hope that's okay. I'm just gonna give the box to Doug.
Yeah.
Good job on the
Perfect.
t-shirts, Doug.
Thank you. Yeah, I put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, you know, people were saying Doug does sometimes he forgets things, but you know what? Doug delivers.
Sorry, who was saying that?
I'll just,
said
you know,
people were
you know,
saying that.
Tommy and Tina,
Tommy and Tina?
Ashley. And little G.
Anyway, and I'm gonna pull out the T-shirt at the top of the box, and it's a extra large for the giant furbolg.
Oh
And I'll
my
just
god!
Show it to Recklin and be like, "This one, I think this one will fit you, right?"
Doug, this is amazing.
Thank you.
This is the most beautiful fun run T-shirt I've ever seen. Thank you.
Graphic design is my passion.
I can tell.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Did he do great, Griff?
Yeah, great job, Doug. Anyways, I'm gonna go do some stretching before we start running.
Don't overstretch. Oh.
I think Delilah did everything she could to get out of this fun run. She tried distracting Doug because if there weren't no shirts, there couldn't be no fun run. That failed. I think she's just there. Michael also got dragged to this, so Delilah looks like she has 1 hit point. She just is not excited about being awake at this or any hour. But she will kind of nudge Michael and hand over a flask filled with gin.
Gin, Jesus. So odd.
Yeah.
Michael kind of takes the flask, opens it up, smells it, and just kind of looks over at you with like a sly smile and just nods and takes a shot real quick.
It's actually a water bottle.
Oh,
That's definitely what it is. Filled with
Plastic
gin.
water
Jesus
bottle.
Christ. Oh
It's-
no,
it's got the Fun Run Unshakable logo on it.
Suddenly the fun run just got like way more up Michael's alley.
Fun Run got more fun.
Got way more fun.
too.
Oh my god,
You gotta have stickers, yeah. I mean,
you got magnets, you got bumper stickers,
Griff is never unprepared.
mouse pads.
The grand prize is just a new car with like that across the top.
Oh my god.
Like the racing stripe.
Griff's like, yeah, just small gifts, simple things.
I just have a few ideas. I want to try out.
a whole merch line, really.
Instead of like wrapping it.
I used all of my data that I gathered from the catering business on how to speed up businesses. This is how you design an assembly line, guys.
So, Delilah, in the morning, you are approached by Claire. Hey, what's up, Delilah? How you doing? She's wearing an oversized Fun Run t-shirt.
Can you think of any way that we can get out of this?
Oh, you could I don't know, you could wear void stuff and ruin the whole game or something.
I don't know if they'd let me do that.
It's probably a bad idea, right?
I thought about that. I considered it. I've got the Darkness Gauntlet, but they know it was me because no one else has void stuff. Not to mention it. After last night, it's kind of been on the fritz.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, what's up with you?
Yeah, so I don't know, this might be stupid. Tell me if it's stupid. That's totally fine. But I was wondering, and like I said, feel free to say no or whatever. I think your band is really cool, and I learned to play the cello when I was in middle school, and I've done it a little bit more. And I'm not expecting it at first or anything, or to be on stage or anything at first. I can help you guys do stuff and whatever.
Raven was just making some aggravated grunting noises, which I'm pretty sure was signaling that the one thing our sound is missing is cello.
Oh.
Yeah, how about you come to our next rehearsal? I'm not going today because I need sleep.
Oh,
after
yeah,
this.
yeah, totally, yeah.
But stop by Rocco's Ants tomorrow. I'll totally text you the deets, and yeah, we can hang.
Okay, yeah, totally, yeah. No, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah, and it's your flower ball season is over, right? So you don't have any other commitments.
Oh, yeah, and I'm also low-key never allowed to play flower ball again or whatever.
Well, that's a bummer, but
Yeah, it's whatever though. I didn't even care really, honestly.
Didn't Delilah learn all the flower ball lingo with magic?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's like they say, you miss one turnaround goal and it's a flower petal opening in your favor down the road, and so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just slam on a score right into the Crypt Gorgeous goal zone.
Cool. Wow, you're so smart.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, but Not smart enough to get this damn fun run over with.
Yeah, it's like so stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna go do
Michael
it.
is walking next to y'all as well. He's just like staying near the gym.
Because like I got like some signups for like laps or whatever. But yeah, like I'll you can text me. Yeah, I'll cool. All right, see ya. And Claire kind of jogs off.
Oh my god, so cute.
I love that. I love this
It's
dynamic. It's so good.
I'm glad that she's not too upset about not being able to play flower ball anymore. I know how that is.
Oh yeah? Do you, Michael?
I do. I used to play back in high school. I was pretty good.
Wow. That's really impressive. Did you ever get to play in Quarterdeck Stadium?
Nope.
Oh. Neither did Claire, if it makes you feel any better.
We have a lot in common.
Recklin, Puffy Pants is just going to approach you. He's going to say, I understand that you have received a lot of donations for each lap that you run, and I wanted to help you with that if you're interested.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the first couple times we were training when I used that one spell and it made you feel really jittery?
Now this is naughty now. This does call into question the authenticity of our fun run. But it is for a good cause. But it does soil the nature of a fun run.
There's an angle and a devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, angle and devil.
At this point, Griff is kind of like listening in and comes up and is like, actually, Recklin, I read the entire rule book last night. It says no devices allowed, but this isn't a device nor a drug, so technically it's outside of any limitations that the rules have. It may just be an oversight because no one from the Shine Brigade has ever run in a fun run before.
No. The rule book is infallible. There's nothing that they did not account for. No, they would have thought of everything. You're right. If it's by the books, I trust you. If it's by the book. This is some Airbud rules. Like, nowhere does it say that dogs can't play basketball. Like, okay, you're right.
What's that thing in law where it's like that's what I'm trying to think of. You set a precedent with something.
Oh, yeah.
You never needed this before, but this specific case requires you to make more laws about this.
Yeah.
I happen to have 4 of those under my belt. Let's make another one today. There's an interesting fishing clause with my name on it.
The Recklin clause.
Pony Puffy Pants, it's for charity.
Form of green light.
Okay.
Haste.
Wait, I can make your shoes light up too.
You can make my shoes light up.
I can make my shoes light up, too.
You can make my shoes
I'm gonna
light up. That'd be
put that-
amazing. I'd
let's
really
take-
like
I'm
if
just
you could
gonna-
make my shoes light up. Like,
Yeah,
really good. Yeah, let's do it.
There's gonna be some
Man, oh
strobe
my
lights
gosh,
on
yeah.
either
Do
foot.
you like this hat I'm wearing? I like this hat I'm wearing. It's really good.
Yeah, I think it's
Man,
great.
wow. When are we gonna start? Oh my god.
Oh, you
This is
just have-
amazing, guys. Ooh, okay. I'm ready.
Just have so much energy.
I know I have so much energy. I'm following the rules. I've not taken any illicit drugs or any drugs recently or any. That sounded weird. I've not. Let's go.
Nor are you using any illegal devices.
That's correct, man. This is
Alright.
the best.
So, Recklin, you straight up like break records. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I did it.
You know, back when I was in, like elementary school, they would give us kind of like that propaganda for fun runs. But they gave us like that story of that kid and like that grouchy old man who's like, I'm only gonna give you 1 cent per lap, and he's like, I'm gonna get a whole $1 out of you. You get like you got like a lot of those small donations, right? You ran so many laps. You've raised an obscene amount of money for rebuilding efforts.
There's just some guy who's like,
God damn.
I'm bankrupt.
I'm bankrupt. My life is ruined. Screw you. And meanwhile, Recklin's wearing like a turkey hat. And like jorts and just, oh my god, I don't think I'll ever stop. I think I'll just keep running and running.
It's just like Captain America scene.
Yeah.
You just keep going around.
On your left, on your left, on your left, on your left. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, so a couple more action items. Anise, you hear Pony Puffy Pants' voice inside of your head.
Oh,
He comes out of
prepared for
nowhere.
that.
He says, Anise, listen,
She looks around.
I'm not currently around you. I am inside of your head. Well, not inside. Okay, let me start over. We can
Triple P?
communicate with one another because of the bonds that we now share through the green light.
Hold on, can you hear me right now? And she's just like speaking aloud, looking around at a crowd of
Yes,
people.
and also you don't need to speak out loud.
Oh, I don't need to speak out
No,
loud.
you can just think the thoughts and I will hear them.
So I don't have to whisper either.
No,
You don't have to whisper either.
And she like focuses real hard to be like talking just in her head. Okay, is this good? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
This is weird. Can you hear my thoughts?
Well, if you
Other thoughts?
if you want me to hear your thoughts, I can hear those. But no, I can't hear all of your thoughts all the time.
Okay, cool. How far away does this work?
Well, Richard and I could communicate a very long distance. I'm not sure the exact limitations of it.
Wow, sorry, I'm just not used to having someone in my head.
Right, yes, I'm sorry to intrude like this.
It's okay. It's good that we have this. It's a very good line of communication to keep. Wow.
This is the red phone.
So yes, if you ever need me, it's complicated, but just think really hard about talking to me in your head, and it'll work.
Okay, like this. Wait. How do I turn it off?
You just stop trying to talk to me. I know it's like that thing where you try to stop thinking about it, and the attention is what matters, okay?
Okay, I'll do my best, I suppose. Wow, this is strange. Do you guys talk like this all the time?
Yes. Well, when everything happened, I
Right.
lost
Sorry, that was
communication.
insensitive.
No, it's all right. Yes, this is before we could communicate like this all the time.
Well, pleased to make this connection with you, Triple P.
Yes, likewise. All right, catch you later.
Oh no, I'm fun running through a tunnel. You're breaking
Okay, and so finally, to wrap up everything and to segue into the next episode, after the community fund run, the funds are raised, the dollar bills allocated to the right places, going towards rebuilding efforts and other community events and efforts. You are summoned to the Shine Compound by Smith Bellflower once again. Smith Bellflower is going to say, "Hello, Shine Brigade. Well done again. I'm sorry that all happened, but, well, I'm hoping, and this is sort of an unconventional request, that perhaps we can take a little bit of time off. There's been a lot that has happened, a lot that you have all had to go through, and I think that the folk over in the Cerulean District could really use a vote of your presence. With your permission, we will book a couple days at a beach house. Does that sound all right to you?"
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea to connect with the community. What do the rest of you think?
Is there gonna be sun at this beach house?
There are, since it is the Cerulean District, a lot of areas of shade and a lot of areas of mushrooms. If that is your preference, there's also ample sun, if that is what you want.
Can I at least do a little work in the Cerulean District to look for my dad?
Of course, we can bring all the materials that you want over there.
Yeah, that would be a good spot.
You know, I was really hoping to take some time to reconnect with my family a little bit. But if anything were to happen to y'all and I wasn't there, I would never forgive myself. So,
Well, can you just bring them too?
no.
Denise, would that be good for the public image to have his family around?
Well, there was that whole Tia Tumbleweed, Michael's a terrible dad thing. We could do a PR turnaround on that. I'm sure the public is dying to see Michael in a swimsuit.
Yeah. Y'all can convince my wife then to join us because
Ooh.
I don't think she's going to listen to me.
Okay, I'll talk to her.
I've already endangered the twins and my son. I will do anything I can to keep them safe. That includes keeping them out of the public eye and away from this vacation.
It's just a trip to the beach, Michael. How bad could it be?
Mother Trucking Beach episode! We're going to the beach! Shine Brigade goes to the beach, new outfits, new problems, fun little adventures to go through, a day away from all the trouble and peril. Oh!
Michael's ex-wife?
Michael's ex-wife is there?
Great.
Hello, this is Tia Tumbleweed with Action 5 News. Today I'm joined by Melanie Posey, the glowing heart and wielder of yellow light. Thanks for joining me today, Melanie.
Sorry about that. I didn't sleep too well last night. It's wonderful to see you again, Tia. How's Mittens?
Oh, he's good. A little overweight, but energetic as always.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Hold on a second. Take this.
A yellow crystal.
That's one of my early prototypes. Turns out it's not so great at healing, but it does work great as a laser pointer.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. So, Melanie, how is your crystal research going?
It's steady. I've recently made great strides in tuning light frequencies for anticoagulation. I wish I had more time to work on it, but helping those in need always takes priority. You know how it is.
And what about progress on the life crystal?
Sorry?
The one that can bring back the dead.
Oh, yes, the life crystal. Of course. Progress is slow. Getting the frequency right is really complicated.
Well, how is it different from what you do every day?
It's like channeling the shine through me is different. It's sort of how you just, know how to open and close your hands. Channeling shine, yellow light, into a crystal is kind of like that. Describing why, when you move your hands, when you think about moving your fingers, they actually move. I'm sorry, does that make any sense?
I think so.
I wish it were further along. The potential of yellow crystals to heal the sick and wounded is incredible, but there's just so much to do.
Considering the potential these crystals might provide, why is the Shine Brigade not prioritizing more resources to its completion?
Oh, we are. I'm just... We just have so much to do, and...
But we're talking about technology that could fundamentally change the nature of medicine. What's more important than that?
I mean, there's training, sick people to be healed. Every other month, another monster seems to fall out of the sky, and...
Surely the rest of the Shine Brigade could take over for you while you...
Nobody can do what I'm doing. That's the problem. There's so many people out there that our current tech can't save, people who only I can help, and I so desperately want to spend more time on the life crystal, but how am I supposed to prioritize between people dying in front of me and people who are going to be dying in the future? I'm sorry. I know that's just an excuse. I really want to see it completed. More than anything in this world, but there's just always something to do, and I'm sorry. I know that I can do better. That's my promise to you and to Sunflower City. I just need to work harder.
Melanie, I don't know if...
Melanie, there's been a situation. Earthquake in Saffron. I'm so sorry, Tia. Would you mind if we pick this up again later?
Of course. When do you have availability?
Not sure. In a couple weeks, I think. You can ask Smith. I'm so sorry, though. I really need to run. I'll talk to you later, Tia. It's always a pleasure.